Hi, in this video we are going to discuss about holography. Some of you might have heard about this term. Holography is actually a three-dimensional photography, but it is something different from photography. It is known as wavefront construction. The word meaning of holo is hall and graphos means writing. Actually, it is a lensless 3D photography, and the principle behind it was developed by scientist Dennis Gaber in 1948, and he received Nobel Prize for that. So, it's an interference based technique which requires a highly coherent beam of light. That means here it is an application of laser also. Okay. So, what is the principle of holography? Principle of holography actually involves two steps. That means ordinary photography is only two-dimensional record of light intensity. Only light intensity is recorded in our conventional photography. But in holography, both the phase of the light and intensity is recorded. So as a result, if you are viewing a holographic material, something like that, we can view it as an three-dimensional image. For example, in hospital, in order to study about heart structure or lung structure, there will be some photos, but it may not be a photo, it will be a three-dimensional one. If you are viewing from one side, we can view its one side and back side also. That means in three dimension view is possible. Okay, such an image can be produced on the basis of holography using laser, and the technique used are different. That means for recording of a hologram we are using interference of light, and for reconstruction is similar to photo production from a negative, positive production from a negative. That reconstruction is based on diffraction of light. So interference and diffraction are the basic principle behind holography. So how will you record a hologram and how will you read it or reconstruct it? There are two steps, two different methods are there. The entire topic can be asked as one essay or the section. How will you record a hologram? This much can be asked as a 4-mark question, and then reading or reconstruction can be asked as another 4-mark question, etc. Okay. Then how will you record a hologram? For recording of a hologram it is not an easy process like taking a photography. We require only a camera and photography plates and the negatives, etc. Nowadays it is all digital, but in hologram we require a large setup. That means it requires a laser beam. Here may be some incoming laser beams. Here is the source of laser source. This laser beam, first of all, it will be split into two by a beam splitter. Beam splitter will split the beams into two. Some ray may be falling on to an object whose photograph is to be taken. So some of the ray will be directed to the material whose photo is to be taken, and some part may be directly directed to a holographic plate. Okay, so here one of the beam is directly incidenting on the holographic plate, and the another beam, after incidenting on the object, it will be directed to the photographic plate. So there will be an interference of two type of beams. One is direct beam, so it is also known as a reference beam. One is the reference beam and the another one is object beam. These two will interfere here, and as a result of interference, all its phase, its intensity, everything will be recorded at every portion of this holographic plate. This is the construction of a hologram. So the method used or the main principle behind it is interference of reference beam and object beam. Okay. Then how will you reconstruct or read a holographic plate? Reading or reconstruction. Reading or reconstruction of a hologram, that is another technique is used. It is diffraction. Here also we are using the same laser source that we have used for producing a holographic plate. The same laser having same wavelength, same intensity, etc. we are using it for reading of this holographic plate. Here we are placing this recorded hologram here. This is the recorded hologram. It has some images in it, embedded in it. So if you want to read or view this hologram, what we have to do is expose this hologram to a laser beam which is of the same kind which is used for producing the hologram. So laser is incidenting on this. This is the reconstruction laser beam. So when it incident on this photographic plate which is having images on it, there can be diffraction. Diffraction means bending of light around the edges of an obstacle, isn't it? Light will bend around. So here, as there are images embedded on this holographic plate, incidenting on these images, the laser beam may get diffracted in different directions. Some may be diffracted in this direction, some may be in this direction, some may be traveling directly parallel or normally. All these possibilities are there. So the rays which are actually converging to a point will give you real image. Some of the rays will be actually converging to a particular point. It will give you the real image which is there in the holographic plane. And then diverging beams, we can extend this into the back side of the holographic plate, and where at that point you will get virtual image. So there is a possibility of getting two images. If an observer is looking the hologram from front side, he can view the real image. If he is observing it from the back side, he can view the virtual image. As a result, you will feel it as a three-dimensional image. This is recording or reconstruction of a hologram. So this is actually holography. It is widely used in scientific medical applications for making hologram stickers. You may be familiar with hologram stickers. Products are carrying some manufacturer's logo in the form of holographic stickers, or our license itself carries some holographic sticker there, a glazing type material. Okay, so hologram can be used for storing informations. It is used in microscopy. Holo cameras are there. Then holographic cinema. Then supermarket and department store scanners uses holographic lens system. So some important applications are there for holography. Another important topic from this section is what are the difference between a photography and a holography. Photography is actually flat and it is two-dimensional. That means if you are viewing from the back side of the photograph, you may not be able to see anything. It is only two-dimensional and it is flat. Flat means no informations, hidden informations are there. Okay, but in holography it is three-dimensional and it has depth. That means hidden informations are there inside it. For recording a photography, visible light is used. But for holography, we are using monochromatic coherent light source, that means lasers. Photography, only intensity of light is recorded. But in holography, both intensity and phase of the light waves are recorded. Photography requires lens. But holography actually it is a lensless technology. There is no lens. In photography, if the negative get damaged, it is not possible to reconstruct the image fully, isn't it? But holography, the entire image can be constructed from a small piece. If only 10% of the hologram is remaining, we can reconstruct the entire image from that small portion in a hologram, because every point will contain all the information about this object. Okay, this light may contain all the information, and the superposition, due to superposition and interference of light, you will get some images here, and all this portion, all small portions will contain entire information about this object. So as a result, if we are only having this much of portion, we can reproduce the entire image from that small 10% hologram. And in photography, it is not possible to record multiple images on a single photographic plate. But in holography, a single hologram can store a number of images. These are the main difference. It is a repeatedly asked question, what are the difference between photography and holography? In 2-mark session, it is repeatedly asked. Okay. So that's all for our topic. 5th module is also over. മിസ്സിൻ്റെ സൈഡിൽ നിന്ന് ചെയ്യാവുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. ഇനി നിങ്ങളുടെ ഡ്യൂട്ടിയാണ്. നിങ്ങളിതിൻ്റെ പകുതി പോലും ഫോളോ ചെയ്തെത്തിയിട്ടില്ല. മെജോറിറ്റി ഓഫ് സ്റ്റുഡൻസും എക്സാം എഴുതുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ തൽക്കാലത്തേക്ക് നോക്കി എഴുതുന്നു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വീഡിയോസ് കേൾക്കുന്നു. വീഡിയോസ് പോലും കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നില്ല, കോപ്പി അടിച്ച് എഴുതുന്നു, അത്രേ നടക്കുന്നുള്ളൂ. പ്ലീസ് ഫോളോ ഇറ്റ്. എനിക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന എല്ലാ സഹായങ്ങളും ഓഫർ ചെയ്യുകയാണ്. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്ത് ആവശ്യം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലും വിളിക്കാം, ചോദിക്കാം, ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാം. മിസ് റെഡിയാണ്, ഏത് സമയത്ത് വിളിച്ചാലും പറഞ്ഞു തരാൻ റെഡിയാണ്. പ്ലീസ് ഡു യുവർ മാക്സിമം. താങ്ക് യു.